Welcome. This is Odumat. Today I want us to look at bearings in mathematics. Bearings, okay. And what are bearings? Bearings are normally angles measured from geographic north in clockwise direction. So for example, if I draw this Cartesian plane, this is my geographic north, and this is my east, this is my west, and this is my south. So if I need to measure, I'm going to measure from this point in this direction, that is the clockwise direction. Okay, so now let's look at some examples under bearings. Bearings are also written or given in three figures. For example, the bearing of A from B can be 0. Let's say when you are told that the bearing of A from B is 5 degrees, you are not expected to write the 5 degrees, but rather it should be 0, 0, 5, then degrees. So don't write the bearing of A from B as just 5 degrees. It should be 0, 0, 5 degrees. Okay, so maybe the bearing of A from C is 30 degrees. That can be 0, 3, 0 degrees. That's how it should be written. Okay, and if it is given in, let's say, more than 100, that is the bearing of C from D is 125 degrees. That one, 125 degrees. Okay, now let's look at this. If theta is the bearing of B from A, if theta is the bearing of B from A, then theta lies between 0, 0, 0 degrees and 360 degrees inclusive. So that is, you can say that 0, 0, 0 degrees less or equal to theta less or equal to 360 degrees. That is, from here 0, 0, 0, we go to 90. So this is 0, 0, 0, then we go to 90. I said bearing is written in 3 digits. Then this side becomes 180 degrees. Then this side becomes 270 degrees. Okay. Then we get back to, this can be either 360 or 0, 0, 0 degrees. Okay. So if theta is the angle or the bearing of B from A, then theta lies between 0, 0, 0 and 360 degrees inclusive. That is, theta can be 0, 0, 0 or 360, but it shouldn't be more than 360 or less than 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now let's take few examples and look at how we are going to talk about this. Okay, so now let's try to read these bearings here, the examples on the board. So this is the bearing of 65 degrees from geographic north to this line. That is where the direction is going. So this is the bearing of 65 degrees, 065 degrees. Then this is the bearing of 127 degrees. From here to here is 90 degrees. So we added something more than 90 to get, so that's why we entered this quadrant. Okay, so this is 127 degrees. So in all cases, we are moving from the geographic north to where the direction is going. Now, this is 235 degrees, the bearing of 235 degrees. So also from the geographic north. And then this is the bearing of 330 degrees, also from geographic north. Okay, now let's look at another example. Let's try to describe the positions of the various points from the origin. The positions of the various points from the origin. So the bearing of P from O, the bearing of P from O. Let's look at these angles given. This is 54 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 42 degrees. So the position of P from O is not 30 degrees, but rather 60 degrees, because from this point to this point measures 90 degrees. So when this 30 is taken out, we are going to get this place to be 60. So the bearing of P from O, the bearing of P from O is 60 degrees. 60 degrees. Let me write it here. P from O is 60 degrees. So 0, 6, 0 degrees. The bearing of P from O is 60 degrees. So the bearing of P from O, from the origin, is 60 degrees. Okay. Now let's look at the bearing of Q from O. The bearing of Q from O. So let's see. From this point to this point is 90 degrees. Now, from here to here is also 90. But from this point to this point is 180 degrees. Okay. So when this angle quadrant here measures 90 degrees and 45 has been taken. So from here to here is also 45. So the bearing of Q from O is 90 plus 45. 90 plus 45, which is 135 degrees. So the bearing of Q from O is 135 degrees. Now, the bearing of R from O. The bearing of R from O. Now here, this quadrant also measures 90 degrees. For the Cartesian plane, each quadrant measures 90 degrees. So this quadrant here measures 90 degrees. So 90, if 45 has been taken, 42 has been taken, means that the remaining one will be 48. So that 48 plus 42 will give us 90 degrees. So 42 has been taken already. So this place becomes 48. So 48 degrees. Now we are going to add 48 to, from the origin to this place, 180, to get the full angle or the direction. So the bearing of R from O is 180 plus 48. 180 plus 40, which is going to be, so the bearing of R from O is 228 degrees, because 48 plus 180 will give us 228. So 228 degrees. Now the last one, the bearing of S from O. The bearing of S from O. Let's look at this scenario also. Now this quadrant measures, like I said earlier, each quadrant measures 90 degrees. So here 54 has been taken. So what is the answer here? What's the angle remaining here? Please pause and then I'm waiting for you. Then you put the answer down, then we continue. Okay, I hope your answer is as good as mine. So 54 from 90 is 36 degrees. Okay, so this small place measures 36 degrees. So from the geographic north to clockwise direction to this place, that is going to be, from here to here is 270. Now 270 plus 36 becomes 306. So the bearing of S from O is 306. 306 degrees. You can also do it this way. From this point back is 360 degrees. So you can take 54 from 360 and that will give you 306 or 306 degrees. Okay, now let's take one more example, then we continue with solving more examples. Okay, now describe the positions of the points A, B, C, and D. And the origin is O. So the bearing of A from O, the bearing of B from O, the bearing of C from O, and the bearing of D from O. Okay, so please do it and then put your answer on the comment section. We'll meet in the next lesson.